All right, hello, Salem County residents. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the Salem County Snapshots initiative that we're doing. This is funded through our grant with the Salem Health and Wellness Foundation. We've been working with them for 3 years now. We've done some different media campaigns with them for alcohol. We did some with prescription drug misuse last year. And this project, the County Snapshots thing, is going to be a really cool assessment tool for us to use that is going to help us figure out what are our needs in this community and kind of just really what's going on here and what are the great things, what are the things we want to improve. So let's jump in and see what this is about. If I can change the slides. Oh, I've changed so many. So that's a lovely Salem County right there, right? Full of cows and Delaware and, you know, everything. This project is going to be more than taking pictures like that, though. This project is an environmental scanning project. That means we're paying attention to everything in our surroundings. That is going to utilize your perspective as high school students and photo voice. And we'll get into what that means more. But all of these pictures that you're compiling and the photo voice aspect is really to gather data about risk and protective factors. And what that means are, you know, what are the really good things in this community that are helping keep our students safe? So protective factors. Is there signage that says we're a drug-free community? Are there policies in place? Things like that. They're helping us, protecting us, and helping us make healthy decisions. Risk factors would be the opposite, right? So are we seeing jewel pods all over the place? Are we seeing, you know, alcohol right on the front counter next to the candy bars in the stores? Things that might make us more likely to engage in risky behaviors. So we're gathering all that throughout Salem County, and we want to organize them in a meaningful way to promote public health, specifically abstaining from alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. So that's a whole lot of things. So let's break it down even further. So our goals are to document our community concerns and our community strengths. We also want to help start a conversation and spread knowledge. And that's a lot of what this project will do. It's a great conversation starter, and it's good data to show what's actually going on. And we also want to reach policymakers and encourage health promoting policies. This is a really great way. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So imagine what a whole booklet would be worth, right? So in essence, if we boil it down, this project is an environmental scanning project. So what in the world does that mean? Well, environmental scans collect visible info about alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. They give us insight into local conditions. So understanding, you know, why alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs are being used here in Salem County, and help identify factors in the community that might contribute to ATOD use and problems related to usage. The elements of a snapshot, super simple. Photographs and narratives, so pictures and words. Just take note of the dancing hot dog on the top. This whole community snapshots really makes me think of Snapchat, and I almost say that every time. So that's why I've included a lot of weird Snapchats in this. Feel free to enjoy those in the top right-hand corner of every slide. So yeah, pretty simple. Photos and narrative. These photos and narrative are data for us. Data are these facts and statistics collected for reference or analysis. Data helps us in so many ways when we're trying to convey, you know, our goals and our mission. Two types of data here, quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative measures values, counts, numbers, right? So it's the how many, how much, how often. And qualitative is more about different types, different symbols, different categorical variables. It's like what type of thing. So if I said there were 8 beer bottles on the ground in the park, that's a quantitative data. But if I said, you know, all the beer bottles we found were this brand, that would be qualitative. So which is better? Well, we really need a combination of the two, because they help us measure, progress, help us tell our story, and validate what we're doing. Because it's very hard. Drug prevention is hard work, and you all are doing awesome. But having these numbers to back us up really, really helps us out. And I've already answered this question. Which type is better? Well, you need both to create a complete picture, because you might know the number of beer bottles, but maybe, knowing that it's a certain brand and that brand is marketed towards youth because they use X, Y, and Z in their advertising. That helps us create a complete picture, which helps us to address the issue fully. So teamwork makes the dream work. So our project here, we got to catch them all. We've got to be taking pictures everywhere. We did this project in Bergen County. So here's a few pictures from there. You'll see more of them as we go throughout this. You can see it's a lot of different things, right? There's jewel pods on the ground. There's some smoke-free signage. There's a beer bottle, a lot of liquor bottles, things like that. And then we add those pictures with our narrative. This is from when we did the project, when Passaic County did a project similar to this. And let's show you some of the Bergen County ones that we've just put together. So yeah, you can see they really want to give a full picture. So you've got the actual picture there, but the narrative helps, us really convey what's going on. So in the center, you can see you've got these mini alcohol bottles, and what they say is we keep finding empty alcohol containers in places where children hang out, like parks and schools. This isn't just dangerous for youth to find after the fact, but it's dangerous that these activities are taking place in areas that are meant to be safe areas for children. These kinds of activities in their everyday spaces create an atmosphere of normalcy where it shouldn't exist. So there's a lot of good examples here of how the narrative has helped to really convey exactly what's going on in this picture. I like this one a lot. This is bananas. You could see jewels become so popular in our communities that we see the remnants of them wherever teenagers hang out. They can be found in convenience stores, in eyesight of the fruit and candy, which makes it easy for youth to see and try to purchase. Right with the fruit and vegetables. So this is what we're looking for. We really want to explain what's going on in the picture. So what do we see? What is actually happening? How does this relate to our lives? And why is it a concern? And this is things we'll talk about developing the narrative down the line once we collect more photos. That's really the second phase of this. The first phase is collecting all these photos. So we've got two guidelines to make sure that we do this in the most efficient way. The first one is that we don't want any faces or ID. So if the picture contains people, they should not contain any faces or any kind of identifying information like their school clothing or anything like that. Even if they've given consent for you to take the picture, it's safer for everybody involved that there's no faces involved, right? Because we don't want to shame anybody if they're doing something that we think, is a risk factor, or if we think is inappropriate. We're not trying to do that. This whole project is really to promote public health. We don't want to shame people in that way. So for that same reason, we don't want stores or business ID'd in them. So if you're taking a picture of, like we saw I'll go back a second, the bananas and the jewels right there, you don't know what store that is, right? So that's what's super important. So you can have pictures in stores, but we don't want the store to be identified. We're not trying to get anybody in trouble here. We're trying to raise awareness. So those are your guidelines. No faces and no IDs of business. This is a great example of a snapshot, but not for this project. That's just my mom with the dancing hot dog, classic. So here are things that we're looking for. And I'll just read through all of these pretty quickly, but these are just a couple of ideas to get you started. It could be anything. At liquor stores, are there items that appeal to youth or can be easily concealed, like small bottles near the register? Town events, are there ads from alcohol companies at the event? Bars and restaurants, Are there gimmicky events that might encourage irresponsible drinking? Roads and highways, are there billboards equating the quality of life with alcohol, or billboards that you think are marketed towards youth? Okay, parks, that's a big one. Are there poorly lit areas? Do you see litter? Do you see beer cans, drug-related items, jewel pods, anything? Abandoned buildings and foreclosed homes, that can sometimes be a big risk factor, right? If people are hanging out there or using drugs there. Retail stores too, you know, are there products that normalize, you know, certain behaviors? So are there dorm lights shaped like red Solo cups? Are there, one thing I remember in one of the stores when a Bergen County project, there was an aisle at a grocery store that's all sodas, but there's ping pong balls hung between in the middle of the aisle. What does that mean, right? That's all about, you know, playing drinking games, but this is just the soda aisle. So are they equating, you know, normalizing these behaviors by doing something like that? And then, of course, you know, just what do you see outside of your school? Are there jewel pods as you're walking down the street? Are there cigarette butts and alcohol bottles everywhere? There's so many different things to look for. So important that I put the same slide in here twice. But I want to make sure that we're capturing risk and protective factors. So not just, you know, all of those things that might put us at risk, like seeing the litter and seeing the billboards and seeing the ads, all that stuff. We want things that are helping us too, like different posters, different school policies, all of those things, because it's important to recognize the work that is being done to see how we can build upon it. This was the final project when we did it with Bergen County. It was really beautiful, and I can send copies if anybody wants to see it. And it helped us to promote, you know, our Bergen Youth Task Force, and helped us to secure funding to do a teen summit with all the different high schools in Bergen County. So this data was super important in helping us enact even more change. And it's been a great tool for us. And I hope that the Salem project, Salem version of this project will do the same thing. So this process is really easy. You know, you see something, take a picture. You're going to email it to me. My email is rtaylor@pipnj.org. In subject, put your name, put your action group, and then just tell me, attach the picture and tell me what is it, what is the picture, and where is it. So super simple. Step 3, it's done. 4, do a happy dance if you want. Now, here's the fun part, the even more fun part. We are having a bit of a contest. So the top sender, the person who sends the most pictures to us, will get a $20 Amazon gift card and an LMTI swag bag. Hey. And then our second and third senders, they will also get an LMTI swag bundle. But we want to really work as a group here too. So the action group that collectively sends the most photos is getting LMTI to come down and give you a pizza party. So get pumped, y'all. Be aware of your surroundings. It takes 2 seconds to snap a photo. So just do your environmental scans. Be aware and participate in this. It's going to be awesome. So if you have any questions, you can email me. Like I said, my email is rtaylor@pipnj.org. Thanks for listening, y'all. You have been wonderful. Bye.